That was awesome. Dude, loved it, loved it, loved it. Hi everybody, welcome back to Quality Reactions, where we're gonna listen to some music and then we're gonna discuss the quality art. Today, we are gonna be listening to NF and his song, Hope. It's been a while since we've listened to NF, so I'm excited to get back to it, and I apologize that it looks like I'm coming to you from the surface of the sun, but it's a beautiful spring day here, so I'm just embracing it. Just a friendly reminder to like and subscribe. And with that being said, let's do this.
Hope, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Hope, hope. 30 years you've been dragged.
Okay, I'm gonna go back, but I just already had to say I questioned whether or not I had the right video when it started, because I was like, this is so different from the other things I've listened to already. I love that it started out with him singing. What? He's got such a good voice. Sing more, please. Not that his rapping isn't awesome, but just you have a beautiful voice. I already like the beginning. It's so cinematic already. He's on this like he's on this life raft in the middle of the water, and yeah, it's already given symbols for me. So I'll talk more about that. But anyway, I just this was like this short. It was meant to be a short pause to just say I wasn't sure this was the right video, but it is. Okay.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong, nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says, standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never.
Okay, I'm not like, where am I gonna stop it? I don't know. It just keeps going. We know this about NF. So I'm sorry. I had to stop it. Because so much was happening and I was like, I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Already I fucking love it. Okay. Symbolism at the beginning where he's alone on the raft and he's wearing the white outfit, which we've seen in other videos, which I assume is symbolizing hope. The light side of him, as it seems, like the side that is embracing like positivity and hope, essentially. And then I just saw the dark version of him, because in a lot of his videos he's got like the dark with the hoodie and the black hoodie and the black pants, and that seemed to symbolize depression and like burdens and struggle in the other videos. And they had a couple moments of the black and the white switching in the other videos, lending to he was on, in the search, he was almost there. He was getting on the right road with the white. So this is very cool. I like that. And I love that he was alone on the raft, and then he's come, when he was talking about the new album, he's come to the shore. So he's not alone anymore. He's not feeling isolated and stranded. Okay. Hope, yeah, this is the lyrics, obviously. Hope, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Hope, hope. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where's it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong, Nate, you've had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album, Hope. Boom, title of the song. So that's really cool. That felt like kind of an internal dialogue between him and his new version of hope, this positive kind of self-talk versus the negative self-talk and where he used to be at. So that kind of felt like a battle, kind of like, yeah, I've let my own inner voice drag me down for too long and keep me down here when I want to be up here. And so fuck it. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going forward. This is the new me. Fucking hope, man. I love that. Then, what's my definition of success? I won't do that the whole time. Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right. I fucked that up. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their tail between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Hell yeah. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Fuck yeah. Giving more when you got nothing left. Okay. I think we just kind of stopped around there. Wow. I already love this song. First of all, it sounds so different. It sounds very cinematic. You know, the point in the movie when the heroes, like, you know, they're rising, right? They're coming back from the depths. That is what this song is given. Loving it. I love the strings. I love the cinematic feel. I'm all about, like, I don't know if you guys do this, and if you don't, try it. But one of the really fun things to do is find like a playlist of that cinematic uplifting music and play it, and like it's almost like your life is a movie and you're that hero in that moment. It's kind of inspiring. Like it gets you, sometimes it can get you out of a funk. Maybe just for me, I don't know, but that's a little trick I have that I like to do, and this is fitting in that realm, so I'm loving that. It definitely feels different than his other stuff, musically and lyrically, not just what he's saying, but kind of how it's delivered. It's a little bit more melodic than normal, a little bit less hard-edged in the rapping style for my earballs. Well, what I'm picking up, I mean. And yeah, I'm loving that. I'm probably missed like 1,000 things because, you know, NF is also one of those artists that I feel like layers in things, and it's impossible to catch everything, but in general, loving the vibe. So just gonna go back and keep going.
More perfect because they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut.
I lied. I'm gonna go back twice. Okay. Prepare yourselves. Okay.
You can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from. More perfect because they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to back up because it's like the shit's happening right now. But okay, I gotta. Okay. Where was that? Grinding when you're told just to quit. Giving more when you've got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they... That's spelled strange. Maybe I said it wrong. It's a person that would never waver or take a or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they could feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing. What? Why? Why are you so good lyrically? Why you say everything I feel in life as an artist? I love this. This whole so far is giving like, I just, yeah, hope in the face of like adversity and struggling and self-motivation. And yeah, it's a journey of personal growth. And I just mean, come on, like doing where he says, because they'd rather do something that they love than and take a pay cut. Like, preach if you're an artist, or like entrepreneur doing a startup, like struggling to just do what you love, even if you're not making as much money as you feel you should or need to. And like, I really connect with that because yeah, being an artist is like a struggle. That's what it is. Like, it's why it's the whole cliche that you're a struggling artist when someone asks what you're doing, because it's not always the most profitable venture, but it is so fulfilling in your soul. So it's a fine balance. Also, when he talked about he kept going, right? What a little bit of faith can do if you don't what a little bit of faith can do if you don't even believe in you. Why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I love that because that was kind of a reference to The Search. He had the map out. What a lost soul at a crossroad. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. So I kind of like, first of all, you know that I love when people tie things in throughout videos. That's really cool. Little Easter eggs. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill the void, pretending I was in. They get it. Dude, I swear, it is hard to believe in yourself. And then that's so true. Like, if you don't have belief in yourself, how can you believe that others around you will have the same faith in you? It's like you have to have some kind of internal knowledge that like you're gonna make it, you're doing what is good for you. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do, easier to say than to do, but it is such an essential thing to be able to have hope and carry on and follow your dreams. I also love the years of my life carrying baggage that I should have walked away from, because that feels like he's referencing the other videos when he had the balloons as the burdens and he kept trying to like offload them and he couldn't quite do it. Like, they always seem to be with him. So acknowledging that you've let this baggage in your life really weigh you down. Should have walked away from it and he couldn't. And that was in one of the other videos. He like couldn't get away from it. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. I don't know if there's not a more universal line than that. I hope that you have never felt like you wanted to be someone else and felt that internal validation. Like, but man, it's I feel like it's a battle. And that feels very universal to me, that it's such a human emotion, feeling to, I don't know, yearn for what you don't have. And it's hard to just sit with where you are and focus on that and be proud of that and you know, stay centered on your own personal journey. Everyone always says it's about your own journey. You can't compare your journey to someone else because everything about you is different. So you're never going to get the same thing that this other person got, even if you do the same thing that they're doing. And I know that to be true, but it is still hard to keep that hope, man. So I love this. This is really getting me, guys. Anyway, I'm going to back it up because something's going on in this video and I screwed up the timing, so I apologize.
A lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it. very evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd have never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. I wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved.
Okay, hold on. This is like taking so many different turns. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. First of all, that singing was from the first song I ever listened to by NF. I believe the song was called Mansion. Please don't roast me if I'm incorrect. It's been a while. That was a few months ago. That was the singing. And the lyrics from the first video, where the mansion, I believe, was kind of signifying how he was trapped in his mind. He was like trapped in there with his thoughts. And like all that shit was weighing him down. The evil version of himself in the black, like the burdens, the baggage, the old Nate pushed him in there. So I wonder if that's signifying like the old Nate's trying to keep him down. It's constantly trying to push this new, like, bright, hopeful Nate into the darkness of his own mind and keep him there. Very cool. Then he opened that door where the old Nate was trapped in that room with all the burdens, with the balloons that I mentioned. They were all in there. I don't know who that old man was that he went, where he opened the door and he was behind the gate and he had a hat that said, I think it said real. I don't know who that was. I'm not sure what the significance of that is. If you know, let me know in the comments, because I'm not really sure what that. Wow, he was locked away and then he shut the door. Anyway, interesting. But yeah, very cool. And now it seems that he's broken out of that. So he's in a different part, and I think we're in a different part of the song. But anyway, growing pains a necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree with. On the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I had never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you got to be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least that's for me that's what it did. Okay, so he's kind of talking about how, like, when the part when he's in his mind here, trapped in his mind, how he had a mental breakdown, and how on one hand that's kind of like a really crappy place to be, but in the silver lining part of that whole experience is that it is what actually created this ability to get somewhere on the other side. So I mean, I understand that, but I do think for almost everyone to grow and change, there has to be some kind of catalyst, right? Like, there is no change if there is no need for change. And obviously in that kind of place where he was at, supposedly from the song, I don't know anything super personal about NF, but obviously he had some kind of mental breakdown. But in that situation, it created this need that he had to change. You cannot continue on the way he was, the way things were going, his thought patterns, what he was holding on to, all of that. So it did force him to get to the other side. So it's true. Growing pain is a necessary, yeah, it's difficult to go through. Growing pains is a necessary evil. And now he's kind of jumped to talking about his kids and how it really made him take a step back to look what's in the mirror, which I've heard from multiple people how that can change your perspective on things, because it puts you outside of yourself and you have some other thing to put above yourself. So you're not thinking so much of your own ego and your own self. You have something else that's like a greater thing. That's what I've heard from people. So that's kind of cool that that's working into the song, but let's just keep going. He's on top of a mountain now.
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of faith, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve, I know I can change. We are not enough, we are not the same. You don't have the heart, you don't have the strength, you don't have the will, you don't have the faith. You'll never be loved, you'll never be safe. Might as well give up, not running away. You don't have the guts, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge, I'm taking the reins.
What? Okay. That was a real big build and then it stopped. Okay. Hold on. Let's just go to the lyrics. Wake up every day and pick up my son, hold him in my arms, and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if dad's ever going to show up isn't something he's going to have to worry about. Don't get it twisted. That wasn't a shot. Mama, I forgive you. I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. Oh, shit, dude. That's heavy. Yeah. He's trying to change the pattern for his son, is what I got from that. He doesn't want his son to grow up with what he had to go through. So he's trying to better himself and fix this situation so his son grows up never having to worry that he's not enough. Mama, I forgive you. Fuck, that's a powerful line, dude. Okay. I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. And then it goes into this 30, okay. I can't speak apparently, so this might be hard for me. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hey, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fake. 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of Nate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of chains, 30 years of anxious, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of weight, 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. That was such a cool segment in the video because, first of all, it's kind of really cool visually that he's on top of a mountain. So it's like he has risen to the height of where he's battling. It felt very like, you know, you're on top of the mountain, right? So like you're battling, or you're at the top of the pinnacle of where you're battling this thing and you're like in your hope. But this is kind of like a reflection, like thinking back on his life and the previous 30 years about all this shit that he was dealing with. And it was kind of cool that in certain parts it would flash back to the face of the dark version of him with I don't know if that was tape over his mouth, like the black, but it was like a creepy looking face. Scary. It was scary. And it would come in on certain words. I really remembered the 30 years of hate. Does he even say that? I don't even think I read that, but in my brain I heard hate in the video. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just reading the lyrics on here. I don't know if that's totally right or not, but yeah, it came in on certain words. So that was really impactful. It's like a constant battle trying to be this new version. But the other thing was like trying to peek through. You'll never evolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. I love that. It feels like a battle between the two. Like the bad, like the bad Nate, the evil Nate is like, you'll never evolve. And the hopeful Nate's like, I know I can change, so fuck you. And the evil Nate's like, we are not enough. And then the hopeful Nate's like, yo, dude, we're not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. So you don't have the will. Well, you don't have the faith. I have faith in myself and faith that I'm going to be okay. And I got the hope. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. You might as well give up. And then the hopeful Nate's like, I'm not running away. You don't have the guts. And then the hopeful Nate says, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking the reins. Dude. Okay. Fucking loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Why? Okay, so good, guys. Yeah, I just in general, I love the vulnerability of NF stuff. It's so because it's so vulnerable, I connect with it. I connect with it so well. I also don't think it hurts that he's obviously an artist and I'm an artist in my own way. So I connect with what he's saying because those are like the similar struggles that I feel all the time, and I'm sure that's totally universal for many artists, everybody in some way, I'm sure, but definitely for artists. And yeah, I love that it's a story of hope, personal growth, self-discovery, overcoming adversity, learning from your mistakes, not letting the past bring you down, like learning how to rise above, finding self-validation, really clinging on to the hope, which I feel like comes and goes. You know what I mean? It's like one day can feel very hopeful, and then the next day it's like the evil version of yourself is, peeking through, like at the end. It's like it feels like it's a constant battle to choose to be this person of, the best version of yourself. It's like every day choosing to be the best version of yourself. That's kind of how I feel, and that's kind of how I felt the song reflected. Anyway, that was awesome. I'm so sorry that this video was a million years long. I I I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I love the video. I love the visuals. I love the lyrics. There's so much in there. There's so much I connect with. I just love this artistry. I thought it was really fantastico. So thanks for the suggestion, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. If you like this reaction, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you know when more is coming your way. And as per usual, I'll link my Twitch in the info section in case you want to come over there and hang out with me when I'm live. But that's it for today, guys. Hope this 30 minutes was enough for you. And I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.